How do you walk somebody through a process of maybe looking back and identifying, oh, okay, maybe that's something that I need to reshape how I think about that or what I had to learn?
Yeah.
How do you walk somebody through that?
And that's a great question. What did I have to learn, right? So as we look at this course of life, put your life on a timeline, birth to now, and there's these defining moments that have taken place throughout life. And defining moments from a negative standpoint. And I like to call those times where we didn't ask for it, we didn't want it, and didn't deserve it. These are areas where maybe I was the true victim of the situation. And a lot of them can be scary to look at because they are really rooted in trauma. So if we can take a real serious look at those different areas, and we can ask ourselves, okay, what did I learn in that situation? Now, I have to really put myself in that age category because thinking through this, it's like, okay, if I was 8 years old, my brain was still more purely emotional. I wasn't rationally thinking through things. And then abuse took place. Well, all of a sudden, my brain is telling me, oh, you have to be really afraid of these situations that are present day situations, but I'm viewing them through this 8-year-old lens, right? So if we can get in that space and we can start to think what negative statements were created that I turned on myself in that time. And some of mine were, I don't measure up, I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy. They usually start with an I am of sorts, and then they finish with a negative. And that's the source of shame. But when we don't challenge those, when we allow those to control us, and we don't even know that they're controlling us, it's like I drop something and break it, and I'm going, oh gosh, I'm so stupid. Why do I do that? That I am so stupid comes from a place because I'm believing that about me. And here's the crazy thing: anything that I am becomes identity. So when I am something, whatever follows it becomes our identity. So really the way to heal these and to get through them is to go back and say, okay, what was I calling myself? What names was I calling myself? And maybe someone else was calling me those names and I adopted it into my own life. But here's these things that I was calling myself. How are those still playing out today? What do I need to do to overcome those? And it's more than just positive thinking. Oh, if I'm not good enough, hey, I just got to tell myself I'm good enough. At some level, that's true because the repetitive nature of focusing on the positives in my life will start to form these new neural pathways, and I'll think in a different way. But I really have to know, okay, when this happens, I get triggered into this 8-year-old space. Let's use the same example. And all of a sudden, this part of me comes out, and there's that fight or flight that happens. Connected to that RAS is the amygdala. It's in the same processing center, and that's the fight or flight region. So we have this tendency to either run from something because of this perceived fear, or we have a tendency to step in and fight it because we believe that we need to conquer it, or it's some sort of a protective mechanism. So the key is understanding what we think or what we told ourselves in that moment. Then we can overcome it. There's a lot of feelings associated with that and things, but if we can understand that piece of it, boy, it sure does make healing a lot easier.